Good morning, everyone. Our lesson for today is all about orchestra instrument. The orchestra is a large instrumental ensemble that contains the four family instruments: the string section, the woodwind, the brass, and the percussion instrument. A large orchestra needs conductor. He is the one guides the orchestra and direct the performance through his or her facial expressions, body movements, and hand gesture. He set the speed of music and clues the players. The first instrument belong to string instrument is what we call the violin. It is the smallest and the soprano of the string family. It sounds closely to the human voice with the lyrical singing quality, producing a brilliant tone. The second one is what we call the viola. Viola, it is the alto of the string family. It is the little larger in size and has a slightly thicker string than the violin. It produces darker, thicker, and a lesser brilliant tone. Cello. The violin cello, popularly known as a cello, is the vast member of the violin family. It is one of the most versatile and expressive of all instruments. It has a lower range than violin and viola and has a four string too. The fourth one is what we call the double bass or contrabass. The double or contrabass is also known as string bass. It produces a low dark sounds, most useful in producing a harmonic foundations of the orchestra. It is the lowest pitch instrument in the string sections. It also contains four strings. The woodwind family. The woodwind instrument used to be made of wood. Today, however, they are made of wood, metal, plastic, or some combinations. You play them by blowing them through the mouthpiece or opening or closing the holes to the change of pitches. The first instrument belongs to the woodwind is what we call flute. The flute has the highest pitch among all the instruments. It is held in a different way of all the other woodwind instruments. It is held sideways and is blown across a hole with a sharp edge. The next one is what we call the oboe. Oboe is held vertically down. It has a slightly lower pitch than the flute. The player's breath passes through a mouthpiece made of two strips of flat skin bound together, and the reed gives the oboe a plaintive, rather speaky sound. The next instrument is what we call the piccolo. It is an instrument mostly used in the orchestra. It is a half-size flute and plays higher, shriller notes. Next is what we call the clarinet. The clarinet has a single reed, one piece of cane, fast to the mouthpiece by a metal clip. It has a mellow, silky sounds. The third family of the orchestra band is what we call the brass instrument. Brass instruments are tabular instruments that produce sounds through forceful blowing of air into the tubes with the mouth. The main characteristic of the brass wind instrument is the shape. Most brass instruments have a small opening at the mouth which opens into a wide brim at the other end. This instrument usually makes shrill, loud, reedy noises when played, some deep, resonating sounds. The first instrument is what we call the trumpet. Trumpet is a cylindrical tube, usually 122 centimeters long if tuned to C and 137 centimeter if tuned to B flat. It has three valves and produces a bright ringing sounds. It can be muted to produce special effects or different sounds. The second is what we call the trombone. Trombone has a long cylindrical tube bent upon itself twice ending in a bell-shaped mouth. It has a movable U-shaped bend at the end of the slides. These instruments have a deep cup-shaped mouthpiece. The sound it produces is a combination of the brilliance of the trumpet and the richness of the French horn. Tuba. Tuba provides the lowest note in the brass stringed family. Tubas can be found varying pitches and sizes. The largest among brass instruments, and it is consists of wide conical tubing and it produces a deep resonant sounds. Next is what we call the French horn. French horn is a conical tube about 366 centimeter long, coiled into a circular shape and bulbs. The tube widens toward the bell at one end. The pitch of the instrument can be controlled through the adjustment of the lips in the mouthpiece and the operations of the reed. Percussion instruments are commonly referred to as the backbone or the heartbeat of the musical group ensemble. They produce sounds when hit, shaken, rub, or scrap. The word percussion meaning to beat or to strike. Percussion instruments are classified as tune or untuned instrument. When we say tuned percussion instrument can be noted on a staff with the same treble and bass clef. Tuned percussion can play the melody. Non-tuned percussion instruments usually have fixed pitch. Here are the kinds of percussion instrument. Number one is what we call the xylophone. Xylophone consists of the wooden bars graduated in the length that are struck by mallets or sticks. Each bar is tuned to pitch of the musical scales. The second one is what we call the glockenspiel. The glockenspiel is a similar to a xylophone but it has the bars made of metal plates producing a metallopic sound when struck with a mallet. When played in a marching band, the glockenspiel is usually mounted in a portable case and held vertically. The word glockenspiel comes from the German words Lock, meaning bell, and Spiel, meaning play. Here are the non-tuned percussion instruments. Examples here are the cymbals. Cymbals are a pair of round brass plates played by striking against each other or with a drumstick to produce a clashing sounds. Next is the tambourine. Tambourine is one of the headed drum tightly covered with a piece of animal skin. Around its sides are small metal discs that jingle against each other when the drum head is struck. The last one is what we call the triangle. Triangle is instrument that is open in one corner. It is held by a cord and is struck with a metal rod to produce a tinkling sounds. And that's the end of our lesson for today. Thank you for listening and keep safe.